What's up, guys? Welcome back to the War Report Episode 6. My name is Alex Axel Toss Rodriguez. I'm joined by Alex Golden Boy Mendez. Again, thanks for coming on and hanging out.
No problem.
Of course, we're currently going to be watching some PlanetSide here. We're going to be following DVS. The alert right now is on Esamir, and the objective is to capture the continent. And I have a question for you. How many alerts have you taken part of? How fun is it as we get into the game?
I mean, the alerts are awesome. You know, it's just a great way to be able to just show, you know, I guess show unity amongst all the factions and get them to just be like, all right, listen, guys, let's go ahead and chase an objective. You can actually see here, by the way, a lot of the NC guys are lined up with harassers.
The harassers, man, it's the new thing. It's the new... It's the fresh aspect of the game. I'm not too surprised to see a lot of them in play here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I wouldn't expect otherwise, and it seems like I wonder what the objective is going to be at first. So let's see here.
Let's see where they're headed. I want to pull up that map.
Seems like the first objective might just be they're going to make their way over to the Bulwark, maybe, or to Black Ridge Garrison.
They are heading east, it looks like, on Esamir.
Yeah.
And crossing a big old bridge. Now, it looks like, I'm looking at your screen, so the map seems to be pretty covered in blue right now.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when an alert goes down, I expect nothing less than just straight up warfare and carnage.
Yes.
All around. So, yeah, so it does definitely seem like, let's see here. It does actually seem like we are going to have them going over to, if I was a betting man, I'm going to say Black Ridge Garrison is more than likely going to be the first point of interest here.
Oh, there we just saw in the chat there, Jax19. Of course, Jax, you remember that guy saying Eli AMP is our first target, so that's where they're headed. Now, for those not familiar necessarily with alerts, this is basically something injected into the game by PlanetSide 2 to kind of spice things up a little bit. I don't know the best way to describe it, but everyone knows it's happening. There's going to be a big old button in the top right that says it's going on. And typically, when you see that, you're going to go to Esamir. You're going to go straight to wherever continent it is, and you're going to try to destroy everything. Of course, I'm going to hold the tab button. You can see what's going on. It says the alert is Cold War. Capture Esamir within the time limit. And we're seeing there's an hour and 5 minutes on that time limit. So now we're going to see, you know, typically all the outfits that are currently playing the game, they're usually going to jump over to that continent and start trying to complete that objective. Yeah,
actually, this was something at the Ultimate Empire Showdown that they did, and it was really, really cool because at the Ultimate Empire Showdown, they threw down these like server-wide objectives for everyone to go chase after, and it just created so much pandemonium. It was so cool to play in it. I think like the best one was the Take the Crown objective. It was just so sick, and I had such a great time looking at it. So let's see actually where some of the action is going to be heading out here. I think I see some VS down here at the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lone TR soldier here at this location, but he died in a matter of seconds. I also see a Vanu soldier here as well. So looks like they're trying to capture this location that is DVS, and I don't see too much resistance at the moment, to be honest, but perhaps that's to be expected in the early portions of this, but as they start getting deeper into enemy territory, I would expect the resistance to kind of get pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And they're just going to be reclaiming this amp station here. So this is going to take a little while before they can get this one. There is some actually, let's see. I'm
seeing little red dots on the map. So there's definitely going to be enemy soldiers making their way in here, trying to see what's going on. But unfortunately, they had no idea this was coming necessarily. So when you're walking into this area and you're seeing 30 or so members of an enemy outfit, you're going to be freaking out a little bit, and you're probably going to die fairly soon. But perhaps those people are going to be going and talking to their own outfits, saying, hey guys, we got some resistance. Let's get over here and defend this place.
Yeah, it actually seems as if they might be rolling out some armor from this location, and they will be making way. No resistance actually coming in as much as I would expect here, especially considering the fact that they're a little bit deep into the NC territory. But now, yes, there is going to be confrontation going on at the Black Ridge Garrison. So I'm going to just fast forward my way right over there and set a personal waypoint. And
go for it, man.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, there's obviously going to be the element of, you know, when action does start happening automatically, when places are being contested, you're going to know. When you're looking at the map, you're going to know that's happening, and that's when a lot of people start flocking to these locations. So definitely something to look out for as we continue, as, you know, DBS tries to capture Esamir. And can you talk a little bit about, you know, the daunting task of actually capturing a location? how difficult is it to capture an entire continent?
I mean, you're pretty much just going to have to bum rush them right inside of the base. There's no other words that I could really use here. And really, in all honesty, when it comes down to it, you need to have coordination amongst your outfits, amongst your platoons. And I'm looking at something here, a harasser actually going up against one of the VS units here. And it was a trade. That is not cool. But yeah, so actually we're seeing some sipes and all that create some carnage over here in the Black Ridge garrison. And the capture is going to be starting here for the NC. So they do get control as I try and make my way in and taking a look here. You can see a lot of VS soldiers trying to fight their way in. But man, the NC is just repelling this assault as best as they possibly can. And it seems like this one might be going to the NC here, this territory, in just a matter of minutes.
Yeah, I wonder how much time it's going to take for the VS to realize, okay, it looks like we have, because it's pretty understandable to think that the VS are focusing on other places on the map right now, so they don't necessarily know that, Axel Toss came in and told DVS to go start capturing the region, so this could potentially take them off guard. But, again, as time goes along, they're going to start realizing that, I feel, and we're going to start seeing a lot of resistance, lots of air vehicles actually coming in here trying to clean out this area, but it looks like the NC doing a great job so far, and they should be capturing this area fairly soon.
Man, there's just a lot of craziness. Smoke grenades going out here or something. I don't even know. But just seeing a lot of confrontation inside of this facility here. And look at this. They're just, right now, what the NC are basically doing is just cleaning up the garbage at this point in time. They're just taking care of anything that's around here. And some good coordination with this platoon. I must say, this is very interesting to watch here. I'm going to try and see if I make my way out, but really nothing outside right now.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, the VS are kind of holed up in their spawn room, and the NC are watching the exits. They're making sure, all right, these guys aren't getting out here. I'm not going to let that happen. But right now, the VS, they don't want to lose this point. So I feel like a lot of the VS people are going to be spawning in this spawn room and trying to clear out the NC. So it's going to be the objective of the NC to get a spawn location close to this area and really keep an eye on this spawn room. Because if they lose control of the spawn room and the VS start being everywhere, it's going to be much harder to capture this point.
Yeah, they're pretty much just plugged into this room here. They don't have many other options. They need to get a Sunder outside. Either that or just drop back, regroup, and try and just, I guess, retake this area here. Because really, they don't have many other options at this point in time. As I'm inside of the base here, they're just trying to fight their way out, and this usually never really works out too well unless you have some kind of support from the sky or maybe some armor. You can see that the rockets are trying to go down, but they're not doing much. So now it's just time to regroup, rethink the strategy, and fall back, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, we have some people being sneaky, trying to hide up on roofs, trying to get shots off from above, but the presence is definitely being felt here. NC seems like they're absolutely everywhere. Again, keeping their eyes locked down onto the spawn room. There's some maxes straying out here. We see an enemy harasser coming forward, but that's going to get blown up in pretty much a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And again, it looks like we got a tank here from NC, making sure that doesn't happen. Nothing crazy happens there, but we can see the timer in the middle left. Obviously, that's going up for the NC, so they're not too far away from capturing this point. And it looks like VS, while they're trying to make this happen, they're trying to keep control. It looks like they're slowly losing that control.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking here. They're still just pretty much plugged inside of their spawn room.
Yeah.
There's nothing that they can do besides just try and defend this for as long as they can. Get some points, really that's the best that they could possibly do here. But it has just been a straight-up bloodbath. You can actually, I have this perspective here, and they're just getting pounded. This is insane.
Yeah, it's like a 360 view from this spawn room. There's literally NC on every single side. Of course, from an NC perspective, when you're in this situation and you're kind of like overwhelming the area, you want to get some kills. So you're going to be watching those doorways. You're going to be seeing, all right, who's going to try to sneak out of there? How am I going to get my kills up? So, not surprising at all to see them try to shut down. Of course, it's theoretical to also understand that there are platoon leaders saying, all right, guys, make sure you watch that spawn room. Do not let them get out of there, because as long as we maintain control of this area, we're going to convert this point. And the craziness is going to start once it's turned over in 2 seconds, because that means the spawn room is going to convert.
Death to VS.
And they got to run out. They have to run out. There's no other choice, and we're going to see them all get mowed down really quick.
Yep, this area will be going. Black Ridge Garrison going to the NC now. VS just could not do anything about it. You can actually see a few lost souls are still going to try and fight their way out, but really nothing is going to come of that. They're dead. So,
All right.
with that said, Axel Toss, it seems like a first successful Cat 4 DVS.
Not too many hitches there. It looks like they did that without much stress. So they're going to be moving on. We can see that the platoon leader has set the waypoint over there into the northeast, so that's exactly where they're going to be heading. So at this point, they're going to be loading up into their vehicles, setting up, staying together, and moving to the next location. Of course, they can make the decision to theoretically deviate and split up from each other and try to capture 2 different points, but of course that's going to be a little bit more risky. So I would expect them to stay together as a group. They've been doing a great job so far, and just proceed to that next location. Looks like it's going to be about 668 meters away. I'm going to pop up my map just to see what that is. It looks like it's going to be the Terran BL4 crash site. So that's exactly where they're headed. We can see all the vehicle movements on the map here, all these indicators, all moving in that general direction. Of course, maybe picking up some stragglers here at that location. But again, at this point, just sticking together and go to the next point.
Well, we do have some enemy harassers here, so this should be pretty good. Some armor as well. So, but they just don't know that this onslaught is going to be coming over to them. Look at this here. The armor's trying to create some problems for this harasser, as the harasser
that tank is about to be, well, he might get a kill here.
Yeah, I think the tank is going to be able to take him out, which is going to be good because they have at least one less harasser to deal with here. I think that was a Sunderer that just exploded.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, no, that is not good, and it seems like the VS just... They pretty much fought this
They're
one.
over-eager here.
They knew.
Here's another Sunderer. So the VS definitely putting up a little bit more of a fight here. Of course, the Sunderer is very important as a part of this location because that means that's your spawn point, right? Once that Sunderer deploys, anyone can spawn there on the NC. So we're going to look out for the Sunderer. I wouldn't deploy it here in the open. I'd find somewhere to hide behind and then deploy. But at this point, he might just deploy right here. Uh-oh, getting shot from above. There's an enemy VS. Trying to take that down, but he's going to stay alive for now.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find any encounters, but for right now, it just seems as if they're just making their way, and NC trying to force their way inside of here. Lots of action going on over here on this side, so I'm looking here. Oh man, there's just so much infantry, and look at the Sunderer here is in a bad spot as well. You're actually following that Sunderer here.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of air support for the VS, not enough air support for the NC.
And of course, you know, the NC trying to put up a fight, but again, or actually the NC slowly converting that point. Actually, this point is already belongs to the NC. I guess just trying to shove away the enemy factions here, trying to maintain control, and then of course from there moving on to checkpoint. We have some enemy armor on the other side of this base coming in. It looks like from the north. So it looks like a fight is definitely going to be had, but again, just the numbers of the NC right now seem very, very strong.
Yeah, very overwhelming. They're just cleaning up the remainder here. There is some capturing going down over at B, so I'm just going to see if I can go ahead and find this location.
We have a new waypoint set, by the way. I've just
do.
noticed. I'm going to check my map to see where that is.
They're just cleaning house.
Yeah, they're like, all right, next place. So it looks like they're going to do a little bit of a retreat back here to the Bulwark. I mean, again, once they clear that area up, maybe leave some people back there to defend the area, but then back up, retreat, come back to the Bulwark, take that over. But it looks like they're wanting to do kind of a counterclockwise movement around this map. But I'm a little bit worried because in the top left-hand location on this map, we're seeing a lot of flashes. The TR looks like they're trying to break into that territory. So I wonder if they're ever going to make that decision to try to return back to that area and potentially defend that flank. Because, of course, you can be aggressive as you want in this counterclockwise motion, but if you're being recaptured in the other way, then you're not really accomplishing anything overall. Does that make sense? It's PlanetSide 2. It's such a complicated game. You have to be able to recognize the map and things that could potentially happen.
Yeah, and what we're seeing, I'm actually still on board with some of the VS defending here. You know, basically, look at this. Oh man, look at that. Nice NC defending there with that sentry turret, or with that turret, I should say. Oh, that VS has no idea what's coming. So look, you can actually see the soldiers just swarming over there. And as we're on board with this harasser, look at the harasser just creating. And this is really cool too, because I've been wanting to just see the harasser. Yeah. And look, a Sunderer here for the VS as well. So so we are going to see some activity going down over here. But this Sunderer has to be careful.
There's a lot of enemy armor around this area. I don't see it lasting long. We got rocket launchers being thrown at it. That thing's dead. I'm going to call it now.
Calling it?
I'm calling it. I'm putting my casting career on the line.
Oh!
There it goes.
Well, you can cast another day, my friend.
Yes.
That's awesome. And I'm trying to see... there's some Scythe action, but I think that Scythe is just gonna have to retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've sacrificed this area. They've pretty much given it up at this point.
But a good
NC is
fight,
full
though. I
control.
mean, NC, you know, perhaps having to stay here a little bit longer than they really anticipated, not expecting such resistance, but overall, you know, NC doing a great job, just clearing out this point. Of course, moving on to the next objective. I'm gonna try to swing over to that waypoint that I saw earlier on the map and set myself a personal waypoint to make sure I can find that properly, and see what kind of action is happening over there.
Yeah, I'm actually already here, and if I am
there you
correct, it is going to be the Bulwark. So
yes,
that was the area that I thought that they were going to go after right away, but then they ended up going after Black Ridge. So now it is going to be the Bulwark. Lots of activity going on here, and we're seeing a lot of harassers. This is actually really cool because harassers are just really quick vehicles, multi-purpose vehicles, I would say. And now here comes the onslaught from the NC DVS, just creating so many problems with the VS today. They're just wondering, why us? Why are you doing this to us? We're such good people. No, you're not. You're VS.
There's a lot of them here. I mean, I've seen a couple maxes, a lot of them on these rocks in this area, so definitely going to be a lot of skirmishes happening. Also, a Sunderer here from VS. We got plenty of those tanks on the ground, but do they have any idea of what's coming from the north, which is going to be the NC? We're going to see a lot of action going on here. There's so much VS here. I can't even believe it. Look how many red dots we're seeing, how many vehicles.
Oh, man. And well, they are definitely prepared. They were prepared for this attack. You could see actually that NC air support was coming through, but it ended up having to retreat. The VS just are in full preparation mode here. They got a Sunderer down here as well. They are, I would say, set to fight a war.
Yeah.
It seems as if, and trying to take a look. Lots of pod drops too. So, oh, we're gonna have some infantry action going down here. By the way, look at this. Max is coming out. What are you doing, bro? You just ended up getting cat by a Max. You never want to go 1v1 against a Max. That's
all
just
right.
bad news.
Yeah, the NC is starting to show up here. That Sunder's in a great position, by the way, just behind that wall on the opposite side of where the NC is coming in. They can spawn here all day long. The NC need to recognize that is there. Of course, the NC, hey, they have control of that A location as we speak, and VS right now, they're trying to charge to that point and prevent that from happening, but massive infantry battle going on right now.
Yeah, there's just so much action going on. And now let's see actually what's going on the other perspective here for the NC, because I'm looking and they're just trying to hold up here. They don't have many defensive options from what I see, which is a little bit of a problem for them. They're trying to pick off some people, but oh man. I'm actually looking here, and there is going to be some rockets coming down for the NC as well. They're just trying to, I guess, spam them with as much rockets as they possibly can, so this way they can prevent them from moving around to the right side.
At this point, I feel like it's just trying to slow them down because there's not that many people from NC right here, right now. So using those rockets to get that AoE, keep the VS scared while the reinforcements are coming forward. Of course, they need to identify that this Sunderer is where it is right now, because, again, until that Sunderer dies, the VS can just spawn here all day long. So, again, that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. We're seeing a little bit of a flank here, it looks like, from an NC Sunder here, coming in the left-hand side and deploying. What a perfect tactic. So now they're going to be attacking from two different locations. However, there's an enemy from Magwire that's going to spot it immediately, and the Sunderer might go down.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm looking here. This guy, right? Oh, no! Oh, man, I thought he died. That grenade was so close. I just want to give this dude a shout out, whoever he is, this one engineer that's repairing this Max.
Yeah.
He's doing the golden boy right there.
There you go. That's the golden boy.
That's the golden boy. You just stand there and repair. Oh, man. So much activity going on here right at this A building. This is not good here for the NC, TIW, and DBS all trying to fight their way out of this one. And look at here. Actually, there will be a Sunderer. And if I'm correct, DBS, they did lose control of this building, although they did have it. This Sunderer is going to get taken out. This is not good. Bad placement of the Sunderer.
All right, and you know, that being said, on the other side of things, the VS have two Sunderers very, very close to this A location, so NC might need to reevaluate what they're doing, but it looks like a tank is coming from this area. If he can spot those Sunderers, but that tank is all alone here from TIW, and we'll have to see what kind of progress he can make seeing an enemy take, and that we're going to see tank-on-tank action. Of course, remember, the recent patch that just hit, armor, is going to be a little bit better in this game, so I wouldn't be surprised at all to see more heavy armor play as we continue.
Yeah, well, speaking of heavy armor, Maxes are just creating so many problems here for the VS. And finally, Agent Waffle, wait, what is this one? Waffle
I like his name already.
Agent Waffle owned you, yeah. Anything with Waffle's a win.
Oh, VS Sunderer going down, but I think that was a Galaxy that just exploded into it. Still Oh, and the second Sunder's gone. Both the Sunderers from before that the VS had are now gone. I think that was a drop from above, perhaps, and that could be disastrous. I'm looking for a backup Sunderer here for the VS. Again, it's so important to have those forward spawn locations. If those are gone, what do? I mean, no ability to spawn, you can't reinforce.
Oh man, you know what? You were right about that. And this Max, by the way, that I'm looking at here is pretty much just hulking it. He is doing everything he can to take out every single VS member, and he actually did. So big shout out to that guy. He just tore the house down. They do claim control of the A building, the NC, but you did say that they lost their Sunderers, so that's a little worrisome for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you gotta have that ability to spawn. Definitely gonna be trying to move some more in here, but you know, that was a great move by the NC. All that being said, able to identify where those were, able to take them out in a good amount of time. So we'll have to see if the momentum can change, because they've been restricted to this A location. It's not like they've been making any forward progress, but again, once you kill those Sunderers, is that gonna be enough to really convert the momentum into your favor?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm loving what I'm seeing here out of the VS, because they are, you know, they're trying to just get some eyes. You know, they're trying to get like angles, and I gotta respect that. You know, as a former competitor, you know, you gotta respect that. You're looking there at the same battle that I'm seeing here. This man, I just don't know how the NC are gonna be able to hold this one off. This is a fight right here. Actually.
Wow, that was pretty cool. We just saw 1-on-2 and an NC member die, but a medic dropped in from above and cleaned stuff up and healed his friends, so
medics
he's back
so
alive.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a really cool
medics.
move. Yeah,
they're like the best.
I thought you liked engineers, man. You got to stay consistent.
No, medics are great for any kind of infantry. They're so helpful, and you know, their rifle is just probably one of my favorite guns to use in the game. But I do like me some Engies though. I mean, I will always use engineers. And going back to this A building, by the way, that we're looking at here, Axel Toss,
yeah,
in the Bulwark, while they are holding it down, they are getting absolutely pounded from everywhere else. The VS is just not stopping this onslaught.
They're relentless. I also saw, I'm seeing 2 more Sunderers roll on in here from the VS, so right when I thought there could have been a moment for the VS to really, you know, for the NC, excuse me, to really take back that momentum, here come 2 more Sunderers, and they should be deploying fairly soon. And I don't see the VS stopping from this point. So a very heavily contested location here, and it's a very even battle. I really don't see any drastic movements from in either direction.
Yeah, I'm actually looking here, and the VS had these a bunch of infantry units here right inside of this ammo building. Just look at this, just rushing straight through, and now the NC have to answer back because they're all spawning from there. If I'm correct, there is a Sunderer right behind that building, which means that they have a lot to worry about here, especially if you are the NC.
Yeah, I'm looking for the Sunderers.
There has to be a Sunderer here. No, there is not a Sunderer.
I definitely saw 2 roll in. I'm not sure where they deployed, but if we're having trouble finding them, then that means the VS did a great job actually hiding them, because again, that's like the most important part. One of the most important part about deploying a Sunderer, making sure it's not in a vulnerable location and it can't be spotted easily, so you can continue spawning more and more and more and more, and then of course you'll ultimately never give up the area if you can just keep spawning there.
Yeah, and let me just take a look here real quick. I gotta check some stuff real fast.
Dude, VS is everywhere. I think NC might have to fall back, man.
Yeah,
their numbers seem very low from before.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked because of how, you know, NC kind of rolled in here. They were able to take A building right away, but VS just answered back time and time again. Nothing that they were able to do. Really what they have to do in order for them to overcome the situation, in my personal opinion, and it really is just going to come down to some good Sunder replacement for the NC. But if you look at this angle here, Axel Toss, nothing they could do. They're just getting absolutely rushed out of this. Wow.
Look at
Definitely didn't expect that.
There's so much infantry everywhere.
Yeah, I love it. I love watching infantry battles. It's so awesome.
This is crazy. There's a ridiculous amount. We got VS, we got NC. This is PlanetSide, man. It's just massive battles on massive scale. This doesn't happen in Call of Duty, Mr. Golden Boy.
No, it does not.
I'm literally looking at my screen and I see 100 little dudes running around everywhere.
No, you're
having a massive firefight. There's tanks everywhere. There's explosions everywhere. There's firefights going on. This is war.
Yeah, it is straight up warfare. That is what makes that is why PlanetSide 2 is probably one of the most unique games on the market.
I'm like
right
so
now.
tempted to just spawn and start playing right now. This looks awesome.
I won't even lie to you guys. And actually, in looking here, look at this here. This is the NC unit that is getting bombarded by the VS. Oh man, The brown unit over here struggling to try and stay alive. So many dead bodies. They just keep on getting pushed back, pushed back.
There's so much VS, man.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
They're continuing to go. They're like, let's go.
Just straight up old school infantry pressure. Nothing more, nothing less. Just super aggressiveness from the VS. Nothing that the NC could do. They just got completely outnumbered. You can see the units on the bottom left of the screen there on the minimap just dying, and the VS have regained control. They keep on dropping back, but there really is nothing that they could do. They're just the lone men here. This one unit here gets rushed down by like 3 people. Poor dude, he's dead. This tank, he's like, please help me. Oh no, there's going to be a scythe there to try, or a scythe to destroy you.
He's backing up. He's going in rear view. I don't know what's the reverse? There it is. There's the word. And look at that, charging from above. Massive explosion. The tank survives somehow, and that's an engineer. That's a golden boy guy right there.
Yeah, but he's gonna die. Like
something.
Pretty much. There's a
look at that MLG logo.
Oh wow.
We got to get a shot of my screen. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's perfect.
Look at this thunder.
If you want to get one of those MLG logos, stay tuned. We're going to give you the code at the end of the show. But that thunder might not be long for this. You better not defile that logo, Mr. VS rocket launcher guy.
Yeah.
Or I'll come after you.
I think they are.
I think that thunder's dead, man.
I think they're showing no respect. Look at this. Really, this is so cool. Just seeing the amount of pressure. They're just sites that continuously suicide bomb. Why are they doing this?
It's gone. It's gone. Adding insult to injury. That tank is still alive, though, man. You said he was going to die. He's a hero. What's his name? I'm trying to read it. What's your name?
Oh my God.
Son. What? I can't. It's Max something.
Married Tex.
There it is. He's trying to stay alive, but can he get... Where are his friends, Golden Boy?
I don't know.
He is literally getting assaulted by 1,000,000 VS soldiers that are just sprinting in his direction.
Oh, bless him.
Yes.
The way that he is just so
He's trying to hide behind this rock. I don't know if that's going to work.
It really isn't. I'm looking right at him. We're looking at the same thing, but I tell you right now, man, this dude, everyone should be looking at him. He is the lone survivor in the battle of the Bulwark.
And there he
dead.
goes. We need a moment of silence.
Moment of silence. GG.
GG.
All right.
All right.
Next objective.
Next objective. Look, it looks like the waypoints are still on this location, so I'm gonna retreat back here. Perhaps that tank was able to distract long enough that the NC can swoop back into this location and recapture it. Is that the case? I'm not so sure. Still a lot of VS enemies here. So still just the massive firefight we've been seeing throughout this gameplay.
Yeah, well, in looking at this here, the NC do manage to have this one building here, this spawn building that they're going to be coming out of. And they're not out of this fight just yet. The Bulwark is not, it's not completely VS.
Yeah.
Although the VS do have control, they are fighting their way through it. And in looking, I think, let's see here, I'm actually going to make my way over to the A building. I think with that giant diversion that happened with all that infantry pushing, yes.
Might have hurt him a little bit.
Yeah, it did. The NC did retain control of the Bulwark. They are right back in A building. They have the control. Now it's just a matter of whether or not the VS are going to answer back here.
Still a massive VS presence, though. I mean, the difference here is it feels like NC are coming in from a little bit more protected locations and also from many different angles. So that means the VS are going to have to worry about offensive squads from different locations. So, that's going to be obviously much more tough to deal with than if all your enemies are coming from one location. I'm on this brown unit here, looks like in the east, and they're trying to come up onto this spawn room. And while it looks like the green squad is over there near that A point, trying to resecure that, it looks like they might do it.
Yeah, and I'm looking here at a great infantry battle that's going on right by the waypoint. Really, the VS just trying to fight their way back through here, but they're getting, once again, just assaulted by DVS members. There's some great coordination here from the VS, though, trying to just close up the gaps. As you can see that they are repairing their maxes. Maxes are going to be very important here because armor is what they need in order for them to push this next building. But look at this here. This one max drops down, and now that is going to create some problems. If they take out the NGs, then they can focus their attention on the maxes, thus creating a lot of problems for the VS, forcing them to potentially have to drop back.
Looks like over here, again, in the east, it looks like we're crossing this this very narrow pathway, a massive firefight happening here in close quarters. We've got the Brown squad trying to advance onto this location, and they're slowly making headway. They got medics here. I keep accidentally saying medevac. They got medics here. They got engineers here as well. A Max leading the charge, trying to charge their way through here, and they're making a lot of ground.
Yeah, and there was a... Oh man, this is so cool. I'm just looking and I'm trying to see if what I can find here. Nothing really too crazy. I think that the NC do have control.
They're about to convert this location.
Yeah, they are. They are. The Bulwark will be theirs.
Yeah, and it
sure.
now is. There it goes.
Nice.
Boom, the NC mission accomplished. This all started with that tank, man.
You know what?
He was given the objective. He's like, his leader said, Mr. Tank, here's what's going to happen. You're going to die. You need to realize that right now. You are going to die. Accept it. Here is your job. I need you to pull the VS away from this location, but while you're doing it, I need you to stay alive as long as possible. But while you're doing that, the rest of us, we're going to take over the Bulwark, and it's going to be because of you. Do you accept your mission?
He accepted the call.
He accepted.
And he
I'm so emotional right now, man.
It was awesome. It really was. It really, the cool part about it, too, is that, you know, we saw so much infantry, and in the end, we ended up really capitalizing on this one with just some great coordination. They knew that the base was completely abandoned. I'm looking here. They're just cleaning up the scraps, taking out any of the remaining VS competition that would be there to stop them. They have full control of this facility, and it seems like they have moved over to the next location. I'm
going to look at the map really quick and see where things say. Look at Esimir. It's kind of getting a little bit more blue. We can see this is now converted to the Bulwark area. The question is, you know, now we're really close to this Biolab. Let's see if they head to that location. Of course, the VS, I don't know if they're going to try to redo an offensive toward the Bulwark now that there's so much NC there. They might just have to back up. But again, the TR kind of making some ground into the NC area, so we'll have to see if they try to pull back and deal with that.
Yeah, actually, while I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the TR, just fast forward.
Sure, go ahead.
And let's see what's going on the other side of the world here, or the other side of the continent, I should say, as I flying through the sky so high.
I bet people are wishing that they could do what you're doing right now.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, here we are. So, in looking at this one, we actually have some TR opposition going up against some of the NC. This is a facility that the NC currently controls here, actually, and I'm not entirely positive on what this facility is, but let's make our way in. Okay, this is Jagger's Fist. So, NC pretty much getting this one from underneath the, TR capturing this one from underneath the NC's nose. Facility has been captured. As we look at the mini-map here, they now are going to be getting control of Jagger's Fist, right where my mouse is hovering.
It's a little bit worrisome for the NC. I mean, slowly throughout this, the TR are kind of pushing that direction. At what point do you at least just send one squad in that location? Maybe that's all you need to prevent that push.
I don't know. They are fully prepared.
Are they? Like, how big is that TR? How are they looking?
They have some armor. They have gals as well. There is some NC players here trying to fight their way out of this spawn room, if I'm correct. I did see some people. Let me squeak my way upstairs. One guy. One man, one desire.
One desire.
Can he do it? And he finds one. That is a great kill there, but he needs to stay alive. This one man, he is pretty much mission impossible this right here. He runs away. He's going to get chased. Oh, man, follow the action.
Is he dead? Is he dead?
No, he is not.
He's beat a ninja man. Oh. Think about the corner.
Does
There's
he
a
live?
fire, but he gets the kill.
This one man is amazing.
Oh, no. He got the flank. We got the flank. He's trying to elevate. He's dead.
This is so awesome.
He tried, man. That's another hero that we don't necessarily deserve.
This dude, yeah, for real. And look at this. If he lives through this one, unfreaking believable. I'm so sorry. He has support.
Oh, he has support. He has support. It's here. Wow. See, this is the difference that can happen. But look at that, TR is still trying to charge up that staircase. And again, these guys have no idea they're on TV right now.
They really don't.
Because this is like the opposite side of the map, but this is awesome.
The mighty fall.
The mighty fall.
Eventually. It was so awesome it was making me cough. That's like how awesome this whole experience was.
So we got the VS. You know, I'm still at the Bulwark area. I'm seeing some waypoints being added. I'm seeing some stray VS tanks here and there. Looks like you might have a minor skirmish. Well, I think a tank beats a harasser. Just throwing that out there.
Just point it out, right?
Just throwing out that guess. But this tank is all alone. Let's see here. Now, they did reset a waypoint, so I think I'm going to go over to that waypoint once this battle ends. Yeah, I think that tank is going to survive. But there's definitely been a new location set. However, the Bulwark looks like it's being converted, so I might have to go back to that location. I'm going to zip on over to this waypoint that was set and see if there's any
I'm
action.
actually over here right now.
Oh, anything going on?
Well, you know what? It pretty much just seems like a little bit of a skirmish, more VS that the NC are going to be capturing. Trying to take a look at some of these buildings here, see if there's anyone inside. No.
There's lots of NC here. Like, this is actually directly where DVS came forward. Now, I'm wondering when do you make that decision to really start splitting up? Now, of course, there's going to be a danger there of if your group isn't big enough, you're not going to be able to capture a point. But you have to be able to make the decision because, again, like with not much time left to capture the entire the continent, with TR pushing in on the opposite side, you know, when do you make those decisions to potentially retreat?
Yeah, it really, I mean, at this point, I think that the VS may have given this location up. You know, it doesn't really seem like a winnable battle. There is only, what, 5 people in this entire spawn room. So the question is whether or not they're just going to fight their way out. And the funny thing is that they are taking out a few units. They just took out a harasser, which is pretty good for them. But beyond that, though, there really isn't much else they could do. And, you know, like we said before, it's pretty much just a matter of time before this spawn room shuts down.
Yeah.
And the NC just charged away right inside. There is activity going on at the bottom and the top of the spawn room here. They can't shoot through the protective fence. So that is the one thing that they have going to their advantage. But really, then nothing. Look at it. You can even see in the bottom of the mini-map here, if we go to the map itself and just zoom in, look at that. Just no chance.
So they're kind of isolating the Biolab in doing this.
Yeah, they are, and that's great too because you know, for them to be able to get that Biolab, you know, you will see if we go ahead and jump right back
over to this map. It's completely covered except that one part that they're capturing right now, the Biolab there in the south. Yep.
So that's going to be a good location for them to take. I think that's going to be the next spot that they'll be moving to. So we'll just see as this one you know, closes off.
That's interesting. They're all a lot of them are just going to a new location because they feel so confident they have this location. Like, all right, let's just keep one squad back, just watch that spawn room while this converts. And of course, again, once it converts, that spawn room is no longer going to be a spawn room for the VS, so they're going to have to run, and they're probably all going to die. But I like how fast they're moving on to the next objective, realizing that, okay, this is probably ours.
Yeah, and that's a very good call. So let's go ahead and make our way over and see what's going on the other side. It seems like they're just going to be getting prepared, getting ready. They know that they want to take this next location. The not amp station seems to be their next goal. So I wonder, you know, you did mention that the Biolab was...
I feel like they're just going to send one squad to take the Biolab.
Perhaps.
They don't need a lot of people.
They're going to need a lot for this
exactly.
location.
And since it's already isolated by the VS, I feel like it's very unlikely the VS is going to try to offer a lot of resistance there.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm okay with this call.
Yeah,
and again, with you know how much time is left in the alert, you know, less than 30 minutes, you're starting to get pressed on time. So you have to start making these decisions. You got to start optimizing which way you go and how fast you're getting to each location.
Yeah, there really is not much in the way. If I'm looking, it's kind of a ghost town here at the not amp station.
Yeah.
So there isn't much going on.
It might be one of those things like once you get there, it's like it's a ghost town.
Yeah.
There's tumbleweeds, right? So, you know, just leave 1 or 2 guys there and then go to the next location.
But the thing is, though, is that the not amp station's a really, really big location.
Yes, that's a great point.
And they have to destroy generators. You know, it is going to get to a point here where, and you can actually see this one daring soul is now going to take the task of destroying some of the generators so that they can get control of this base. As soon as, you know, the attacks start happening here at the not amp, they will, and I repeat, the VS will come back, and they will come back with a vengeance.
Yeah,
so,
well, that's my question. Where are the VS right now?
Yeah, good question.
They're just giving away all these locations. Well, not giving away, obviously, but obviously not providing a lot of resistance. Like, there's a reason it's a ghost town. There's a reason no battles are happening, because the VS, they've abandoned ship.
Maybe, perhaps.
Where did they go?
I mean, if we look at the overhead,
right?
We look at the overhead here and see where we are. So we're here at the not amp station. And it seems as if the VS is going to be fighting here at Sero listening post, as well as Echo Valley substation. So they really did not expect this to happen, Right, because see, the Biolab at this point in time, because Biolab's going to be secluded, I think the NC is going to take this one pretty handedly. I don't see a reason why they won't. Like you said, probably sending one squad over there.
Yes.
But this not AM station, they are going to have to be forced to kind of like drop back here. They are going to lose some resources as well, because remember too, the connected benefits, as you see at the bottom right of the screen, turret heat reduction as well as extra health regeneration. So you know, these are things that they definitely need here. With this AM station giving them the turret heat reduction. The Biolab, you know, on the other end of this one gives them that extra health regeneration, but it's not connected to anything. So that means that they're just not getting that resource.
Looks like the Sero listening post, as you said before, might be a place of contention. I'm seeing a lot of NC and a lot of VS actually in this direct area. So, you know, this might be a point that's going to be contested soon as far as DVS. You know, what are they thinking? Which place are they going to next? Because along the right-hand side of the map we saw before, you know, it's slowly getting taken over by the NC. At what point do you make that logical... I'm not going to say retreat, but that logical sidestep to try to deal with the TR, because I feel like, you know, that could be a potential danger as time goes along.
Well, they did successfully defend that location, so that's pretty good. And I'm looking here at the not AM station. There is at least one VS armor that's trying to make his way in and create some problems here for the NC. And in looking here, I don't think that they're going to be able to do anything about this one. This tank is just getting bombarded. And yep, there it goes. Boom, boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite.
That is a popular term.
It is a popular term.
Yeah, at this point, you know, what we're seeing here is just the NC just making a logical play. Going after the not AM station, there is some activity going on over here in the front side. It seems like they're just destroying some units so that this way the VS can't use them. And I think that not AM station will be going to the NC in just a matter of moments.
All right, and you know, it's interesting to note this is a 3 faction game. So while the NC are making all these progress, keep in mind the TR and VS, they're going to be fighting each other, right?
Yeah.
On their own little border. So it might be a situation where the VS and TR might start getting a little bit too over-occupied with each other, and the NC can just swoop in. Again, that's why NC is not meeting a lot of resistance as this goes along. Perhaps the VS are backing up to deal with the TR.
Yeah, they're certainly prepared too. That is the other thing that I really like about this NC squad DVS. They are ready. They know that they have air units, you know, hovering over not AM, so that if in case anyone decides to creep in and create some kind of issue, they will be there to stop it, which is pretty awesome. And you know what? I think not AMP is going to go to them, so let's see. There's just a lot of other activity going on. If we want to actually see some of them defending Esamir, Esamir Munitions Corp is another point of interest that I would probably want to check out too, because that is going to be an NC location that they might lose.
Yeah.
So let me
look at my map really quick.
Find my way there.
Where did you say again?
Actually, that's going to be the Esamir Munitions Depot.
Okay. Is the TR attacking that? Or
I think that's going to be a TR fight. Yeah.
All right.
And look at this here. All right, I'm already here, and yep, the NC are just they are pinned inside of their base. So let me go ahead and make my way inside. Yep, there is going to be a lot of NC soldiers inside of here, and if we go outside, which if we look here, lots of look at this destruction coming from the TR here. Man, not cool. NC is getting bombarded on this one.
Can they hold on? Oh, facility lost.
They lost it. Here we go.
Okay. That's what we talked about.
Yep. So just like that, they managed to gain control, which means that if we go ahead and take a look at the map once again, you will see that Esamir Munitions Corporation has gone to the TR. So while the NC is, you know, creeping away along the right side of the map here, TR coming straight down, and more action actually going down by Jagger's Crossing, and I think DVS even mentioned that they were going to be heading over to Jagger's Crossing as well.
Yeah, it looks like the waypoint is set on Sero listening post here from the NC. So proceeding along this area, along the eastern side of the map, heading to the northern direction. Right now, it looks like they're capturing Echo Valley Substation. I'm not seeing a lot of resistance here from the VS, but again, PlanetSide 2, that can change in an instant. We're seeing some guys frolic out of that spawn room trying to find out what's going on, but they're going to be greeted by a squad of NC that's right now holed up inside the A location. So They're just trying to make sure this point captured. They're just going to defend this location, and we'll have to see if the VS decide to really start spawning there and trying to deal with this. We see Infantry dropping down from above onto the balcony, but he gets shot up in about a half a second there. So nice awareness there from the NC, and the NC doing a good job so far here.
Yeah, and actually, I kind of split away from you here.
Sure.
I did check out that one area in Jaeger's Crossing, and in looking, there was a Sunderer that was trying to deploy, and some good coordination there by the NC, able to stop that one. Activity going on up top, as we might see some infantry warfare. Look at this here, right around the ridge. Right around the ridge, we're going to see a lot of action going down here.
Yeah, looks like a massive infantry fight happening there. Are the NC holding strong? Can they hold this location?
I don't know. I mean, in looking, I see that the TR have set up shop, and I'm going to try and see if I can get a little bit of a wider shot here so we can see what's going on. But there is going to be some opposition from the NC, but pod drops are going to be coming down here for the TR. Some armor now for the TR as well. So this is great because they really do need this. You really do need, and that's peculiar, but you really do need some kind of armor to help push a base like this, and they are set up with maxes. There is going to be a Sunderer as well, so Axel Toss, from looking here, I think we're going to see an epic battle on our hands over at Jaeger's Crossing.
Yeah, meanwhile at Echo Valley Substation, a massive firefight has actually been happening. The VS have charged in here. They're realizing the NC's presence, and now I'm seeing nothing but VS everywhere, recapturing the A location, trying to defend. Actually, is this... might be TR coming in here trying to... okay, no, that was... I was looking at the wrong person. Yeah, the VS coming in here just trying to defend this location, realizing the presence of the NC. Yep,
that is definitely a VS territory, by the way, so they will be fighting. And I just want to point this out here. On the other side of the world, the NC are fighting a two-front war. They're fighting the VS, they're fighting the TR.
That's PlanetSide.
Because they knew that and here's the thing, they knew that going into this, if they swept across the right side of the map to the VS territory, they were going to have to deal with the TR fighting their way down. It was only a logical assumption there, and now they're going to have to fight this. The TR are just preparing for war. They have 2 Sunderers out right now. They have 2 armor. They actually have 2 tanks all ready to go, and they're just kind of... And the good thing here, too, by the way, Axel Toss, is that any kind of air support that comes down, look at this one. This galaxy is just getting destroyed, and that galaxy will have to take a seat, because the TR are ready.
They're ready. And of course the VS versus NC battle still happening over here. I've switched over to Sero listening post as a platoon waypoint has been set there, but it looks like there's only an engineer and a max unit here. So not sending much over here to potentially capture this point, but it might be enough. We're having, looks like an enemy rocket launcher, the max charge now there to try to deal with that, and that is actually max versus max. NC versus VS. Looks like the support has been taken out, but the enemy max has been taken out. And can this max get 1 kill, 2 kills? Trying to get 3, but finally getting cleaned up there. But the NC sending in more and more. I'm seeing a lot of action. Yep, coming in here trying to reinforce. Nice kill there from the VS. VS trying to hold strong at this point, doing a decent job so far.
Yeah, man, I tell you, this is the NC right now are kind of dealing with a bad spot because of the fact that, you know, like I said before, they're fighting that two-front war.
Yeah.
This isn't the ideal situation for them to be in here. This max is going to get taken out, so that's going to be a big loss because that max is kind of holding down that front line there, where the TR are going to be aggressively pushing in. And there is going to be some support though from the air bridges, or excuse me, from the air docks as well. You can actually see, but now look at this here. This Sunderer is going to be fighting its way down, and I don't know if it's going to stay alive on this one. That's not good. That Sunderer should not have pushed in like that. It was not the time to do so. But this is insane, man. What a fight here that the NC have to deal with.
I'm seeing a lot of disconnect between the NC right now, and it's confusing me a little bit because, I mean, I see the waypoint on Sero listing post, but I'm only seeing 2 members of VS in this area. So I'm a little bit confused as far as that's concerned. I'm not sure if they're being preoccupied somewhere else, but I don't know if the platoon waypoint has been misplaced too. So very intriguing. Uh-oh. I think the answer might be happening as I'm seeing some ground vehicles from the NC charging in here, trying to make some havoc happen. And I don't know. Oh yeah, here come the Sunderers. Here comes more. There we go. Okay, I found them. They're on their way. They see the waypoint. They know what's going on. We're seeing a lot of Sunderers march into the Sero listening post location. But it looks like the VS have a very strong presence here, so it's going to be a challenge to see if they can capture this area.
And that is at the tech plant, correct?
This is at the Sero listening post.
Sero listening post.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm actually looking here on the map. Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of activity going on over there.
I'm already seeing plenty of vehicles over here. We got 2 Sunderers from the NC. Looks like they're going to deploy behind this rock. Again, very important to find a location that you can deploy that's well far away from where you can be seen. Again, the longer that Sunder stays alive, the longer it stays deployed, the more you can spawn there, the more you don't have to worry about dying as much. But again, if that Sunderer gets destroyed, you have no ability to spawn there. So again, we'll keep an eye on that. But now we're seeing a big force of the NC come to this location.
Oh man, and I'm actually trying to get into the nitty-gritty here at ground level and see what's going on. A lot of harassers coming in. VS did lose some armor, so that won't be good for them. You did mention that Sunderer before for the NC.
Yeah.
And I'm looking here, and it seems as if, oh man, even the VS are going to start losing their harassers as well, so this isn't going to be good for them. I really do think that the NC might have this one under their belts.
Right when I was mentioning, like, why are there only 2 people here? Like, the rest are just charged in. So now it looks like the NC is just overwhelming the area. I'm seeing nothing but NC troops everywhere, watching the spawn points, it seems. But it looks like this should be converted eventually. I'm going to take a look at the map really quick to see what's happening around them. The TR is still making a lot of progress there on the left-hand side.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is to be expected, and I'm now seeing a lot of NC pushing their way in. If this VS guy lives, I would be so shocked, but no, he does not. So, but there is going to be a lot of opposition indoors.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind, which is to be expected, of course. Look at those mines being thrown down, too. They got to be careful. That mine's going to go off. They have to be very wary of that one. I know everyone saw that mine. There it is. The antidote again exploded on that one. But look at this here. The NC just bum rushing right through this doorway here. Not anything that they could do. VS is going to be more than prepared for it as NC soldiers coming right through the staircase. Grenades flying in now, trying to stay alive. But you know what? The VS are more than prepared for this fight.
Yeah, they're just chilling inside that doorway. And again, by holding this location, they're forcing the NC to go through that doorway. So they have a centralized location to point their guns. Looks like the NC trying to make their way up that staircase. But look at this resistance from the VS. Very strong so far. Yeah,
they're holding them back here at the staircase. A key point of interest for the NC. But seems like they may have won this particular scuffle here, as now they're going to charge away in. But man, every single time they get a little bit of headway, and mind you, this is the area that they want to go for, right by A.
Gotta get
Commando, Mr. Jax himself is inside of this area.
Of course, you remember Jax from last week. He knows how important this A location is to hold. Of course, he doesn't necessarily need to stay there, but he's just making sure those VS guys are staying awake. Oh, here comes the VS infantry coming inside there. Oh, he's got some reinforcements. He gets taken out, but Jax is dead. A medic trying to revive him. And our hero stays alive to live another day.
Yes, he is back up and joining the fight.
The guy who healed him died.
Yeah, right. How messed up is that?
It's pretty messed up.
But you know what, though? In looking at this, I will say that was great, because as there was a lot of, and let me just go ahead and make my move over here to the side. As there was pressure coming from the left side here of the right where I'm facing, the forward portion here that the VS were focusing on, Jax managed to sweep in from this doorway right here, get right where he is in this corner, and begin capping this location. Absolutely perfect coordination, and you know what? That was exactly the doorway that they needed, because now the VS were forced to have to double back, and because they double back, they ended up getting taken out by the soldiers that were coming through this staircase right here. And now lots of activity going on up top, as some maxes are going to be creating problems here, and it just seems as if DBS is more than prepared for this fight.
Yeah, we're seeing NC really, truly trying to hold this location again, trying to prevent anyone from going into that A spot. And I'm trying to figure out where the... Okay, yeah, it looks like there's the spawn room is going to be at the top. So, you know, the VS coming from that spawn room and trying to charge down into the lower area where, again, those capture points are. But it looks like NC doing a great job preventing that from happening so far. We have a match from the VS, changing his mind about that and trying to shove the NC away. But, you know, it seems like all the momentum belongs to NC right now.
Yeah, they fought their way indoors. That is a location that they wanted to get. They did manage to, you know, gain control of this post A here, or the A site. Now it is going to be a fight for B. So actually, I'm going to swing my way over to B here and see what's going on, because if I'm correct, if all the action's going on out there, there's not that much going on inside of B, and I'm correct. So it seems like NC are going to be able to get B pretty handily. They do have the control. Now all 3 territories are going to be in NC controls,
exactly
which means
what
that
they
the cap
want.
will be, the cap will be progressing here. And I think that might just be bad news for the VS, but good news if you're an NC guy like me.
Well, I mean, along the grand scheme of things, there's 13 minutes left in this alert. I'm going to pop up on the map really quick. Obviously, the objective is to capture all of Esamir. And is it too much of a reach to say I think that might be impossible for any faction at this point, or any, yeah.
Oh yeah, well with 13 minutes left on the clock here for this particular alert, I mean, for sure. Frostbite Harbor, as a matter of fact, might be in contention, so I'm going to just swing over there real quick to see what's going on, because there's a lot of activity going on in this particular spot.
Yeah, Jaeger's Fist, it looked like the NC were just keeping the TR hold up in their spawn room. That's what's happening there. The TR is in their spawn room. They're not able to do much, just hiding behind those shields, and it's only a matter of time for, it's actually a minute until this point converts into the NC favor. So everywhere I'm looking, the NC are just capturing stuff, man. I'm not seeing any massive resistance.
Yeah, I mean, really, when it's coming down to the next couple of seconds, they successfully defended Bridge Ward, so that's going to be good for them there. Just holding down this one particular location for as long as they feasibly can. 6 minutes and 48 seconds, as you see at the top right of the screen. And they're just setting waypoints now to just say, hey, defend this spot, defend that spot, and that's basically it. Nothing much else to see here. I mean, oh, but wait a minute, though. VS actually fighting back.
They're making some progress there on the right-hand side of the map. I'm looking at it right now, heading into Frostfall Overlook. So VS, that's exactly where the NC were hitting in the very beginning of this, and now the VS kind of shoving back a little bit, saying, get out of here.
Yeah, and also I'm actually, if you look at the top of the map over there too, there is another location that is being contested, and the VS are going to be regaining that control once again. That is the
Grey Heron Shipping.
Grey Heron Shipping. So it seems like the VS have gained this territory back. They are fully stocked and ready to go, but wow. Not enough time here. They're just gonna have to continue the fight after the alert's over, because.
Oh, and of course, the fight never stops. in PlanetSide 2, sure, the alert will end. That doesn't mean everyone says, "All right, we're done. Let's go eat some food and watch some football." No. Nope. It's not what happens, because it's not football season, and because PlanetSide 2 is 24/7 game. Action is always happening all across the map.
Yep, that is
every
awesome
time
part about it.
If there's any battle, it might be between like the Europeans and the Americans, like when the Americans go to sleep and the Europeans get on, stuff like that. Yeah, it's always funny is to examining those rivalries a little bit.
Yeah, that is always pretty cool. Late night PlanetSide's fun because you see some weird things. Like for example, one night you might just see all VS. Like VS just has like a really high population, and they're just swarming through everything. There was actually one night where I logged on, I went over to Esamir, and I looked into territories pretty much like, I would say like 70% controlled by the VS. I was pretty shocked. I was like, no way, this is not cool at all, man. And we had to fight our way out of it, just getting like little territories. Got to a point where there were just so many of them that nothing could be done. So, and looking here, by the way, NC, they will lose this particular territory. Not much they could really do about it. I'm here inside of the spawn room. They're just fighting their way out of the spawn room, and this never really ends well for anyone.
Poor guys. Again, now the NC, they're the ones that are restricted to that area. And the VS doing a great job kind of isolating that spot off, and now they're just, again, watching every single entrance to this, every single exit, I should say, from this spawn room. And when you're in a situation like this, like all you can really do is hide behind that shield and shoot out, but
yeah,
just the massive numbers from VS here.
Yeah, it's just not much you could do.
How much time they got to capture it?
But yeah, it's not
40
that
seconds?
long. Yeah, 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you look at the map there, bottom left of the screen, all red, all VS, all ready to destroy things. They're really this one guy comes out, he's dead. Goodbye.
He's dead. Goodbye.
Take a seat there, my friend. You're trying too hard. Yep, so this is definitely going to the VS. Looking at the map here, VS have fought their way out, at least, at the very least, I would say. There is a waypoint here on the pit, so do you want to go ahead and shoot on over to the pit?
I am there as we speak. I'm trying to find out what's going on here. We got the T. Of course, it's currently controlled by. Is it the TR? Yeah, it's currently controlled by the TR. They have to control that spawn point. The VS trying to charge in here and trying to get something happen. Of course, the waypoint has been set here for a while. So it looks like they're charging forward, coming in from above, and it's called the pit for a reason. It's basically a big pit, and a bunch of buildings are in the, inside the pit, and it's all about dropping in and seeing what kind of damage you can get done. But, every position is relatively exposed out of it. Lots of firefights happening. Infantry versus infantry. Looks like the NC coming out on top of that. But NC versus TR here. And I wonder, I don't think they're going to have enough time to try to convert this. I mean, it looks like they do have control of A as we speak right now, but they got 2 minutes until it starts going into the NC direction, and there's only 2 minutes left inside this loop.
Yeah, they're gonna be just short of the time by just like a second.
Yeah.
Second or two. So good effort nonetheless, but they are gonna be able to get the pit. But you know what though? In looking at the map, this is a largely NC-dominated map here, although it does look a little bit balanced, I will say.
Yeah.
Actually, I could be wrong.
It looks like NC's still trying to provide some resistance at Frostfall Overlook on the right-hand side of the screen. It looks like that brown squad, that they've been in that area for this entire side.
Yeah.
But right now, the NC, there's like one little protrusion of TR into their territory, so they're trying to shove that back a little bit, and then I'd expect them to go probably for, is it Isa Tech plan, and just keep going north.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the plan here, and really, Estamir is such a cool, just like a cool continent, because it while there are plenty of opportunities for vehicles, I happen to be a big fan of just seeing infantry combat on this particular map. It's always a cool thing to see.
Still seeing TR in their spawn room, just shooting out, trying to kill what they can, but it looks like they're not making any progress towards that A location. NC not gonna let that happen. You have a Sunder in this area. Getting shelled at from above. And there's a massive explosion. The guy's saying, you know what? I'm going to kill myself to kill the Sunder, but unfortunately the Sunder is very much still alive.
Yeah, and actually TR are going to be fighting their way out, by the way, from their spawn room. And that is a good thing here, because they're not going to get bombarded with armor. They're pretty much just going to, the only thing that they are going to get hit with will be some air support, which, if they can manage to stay alive for just a little while longer, they could fight their way out of here, but really it's not going to happen. It just seems like all of them are just so prepared for this.
Yep.
And looking here, there's a lot of air support for the NC. Not a lot of support for the TR. They're going to be stuck in their spawn room. But it seems like this is a little bit more winnable than other locations. You are seeing some Maxes actually push their way out as well, trying to get into some fights here.
Yep.
Perhaps that is going to be something to do.
There's little pathways out of here. I mean, the NC have to be really on top of covering all those doorways. But again, it's slowly starting to convert. Wait, hold on. It looks like A has been recaptured by TR there.
Yep. Here we go. Actually, yeah. So A was almost taken by the TR. So there was one soldier that got behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
And as you'll see here, by the way, the TR are going to be fighting their way out of here. NC's going to be in a bit of a pickle, as this one soldier is going to get taken out here, so that won't be good for them. They definitely could have used that support there. Some cover for the TR, perhaps. I'm not too sure, but
alert ended.
Cold War is over.
New conglomerate is victorious. They should have a voiceover there. They should have a voiceover there that says, I'm going to talk to Higby about that. I'm going to get that situated. So that was a lot of fun. I mean, we were watching DVS mostly throughout that, and we had them start probably like, I think there's like an hour and 15 on the time when they actually started. I'm like, all right. Good luck.
It's so good, it's making me cough.
Absolutely. I mean, we're like, good luck, capture Estamir, and they did a great job. I mean, we saw a lot of different tactics used. It looks like they started off going all along the right-hand side. Then we saw some resistance from the TR on the left. So eventually they had to retreat. The VS put up a great fight, though. I mean, we saw a lot of great skirmishes there as the VS were trying to hold those locations. But DVS doing a great job, and New Conglomerate is victorious, and I feel like the actions of DVS definitely led to that point.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They had soldiers defending, from the TR, front as well. So the TR weren't able to make as much headway as they would have liked. NC from the beginning just stormed in. Right. It was really cool to watch.
It was awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, you can play at PlanetSide2.com for absolutely free, and check out DVS if you're looking for an outfit to potentially follow, to be a part of. I would definitely suggest, the ones we've seen. I mean, we've seen TIW, we've seen VDRS, of course, VS. We've seen DVS. We've seen plenty of outfits. So when you're getting into PlanetSide 2, I would definitely suggest trying to join an outfit. It's a lot of fun being a part of it. Perhaps you have a group of friends that play Call of Duty. You know, maybe, you know, see if you can do something happen, make an Alpha and PlanetSide 2, get a squad together, see what kind of objectives you can obtain. It's definitely a lot of fun. But that's going to do it for this edition of the War Report. Golden Boy, thanks again for hanging out with me. I hope we have you on in the future. And guys, remember, youtube.com/Major League Gaming. That's where all the VODs will be. And we're live every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in then. And of course, I think right about now is when we're going to display that code for you. You can actually see, there it is, code MLG Report. Bundle includes MLG Vehicle Decal, MLG Armor Decal, Experience Boost 1 hour, Resource Boost 1 hour.
Very cool.
MLG Report. Take advantage of that.
Put the decals on. I'm actually gonna go and download that tonight. I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Fantastic.
Might as well. Might as well. I mean, because I think like really the experience boost.
Those are huge, man.
Yeah, because you know I oftentimes am just grinding away and just slaying the noobs of the TR and the VS and just destroying them and laying the bodies in my wake. Really trying to make myself seem like the greatest engineer of all time. But in all honesty, though, like having that experience boost is going to be pretty cool. And then you get to deck out your cars with some awesome decals as well. There also is another decal as well.
Yes.
Right, the Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. It's happening right now. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. By the way, definitely take advantage of that. PlanetSide 2, they're so cool about injecting these things into the game. So something to definitely take advantage of. But guys, that concludes this edition of the War Report. This has been Axel Toss and Golden Boy having lots of fun commentating some PlanetSide 2. And again, remember to tune in every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss an episode because we always have a ton of fun. That being said, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.